What use is it, my brethren, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? So the word faith here that we're dealing with, it means to believe to the extent of complete trust and reliance. So to believe in God, complete trust, complete reliance in him. And that word works there means that which one normally does. We do our job, we do the task. That is what works is. Like when you wake up in the morning or whatever it is that you go to a place, a business, and you work. It's the same thing he's talking about here. And then the last one I want to look at in verse 14 is that word save. It says to cause someone to experience divine salvation. So with all that being said, what James is asking is if someone says he has faith, complete trust and reliance on God, and he has no works, that thing what we do every day, can that give him eternal salvation in the kingdom of heaven? That is the question today. That is what he's asking. And that's what we're trying to get the answer with. But then he goes in verse 15 and listen to what he says. If a brother or sister is without clothing and in need of daily food, and one of you says to them, go in peace, be warmed and be filled, and yet you do not give them what is necessary for their body, what use is that? So here he's giving us an example of faith and works. See, the person that came up to you, they are asking God for food. They're asking God for clothing. God sends them to you. They come to you. You open the door. You got a fridge full of food. You got some clothes. But you tell the person, I'll pray with you. And then you send them on their way. And you don't give them the things that's necessary. He says, what good is that? You didn't answer their prayer. You were their prayer answered, but you didn't answer it. You just prayed over them. So what good is that? And it makes perfect sense. If someone comes up to you and asks for something, don't just pray for them. He says you need to give them the things that are needed. This person here was hungry and he was cold, but you say, I'll pray for you. And you just send them on their way without giving them something to fill their belly and to clothe themselves to be warm. He says in verse 17, even so faith, if it has no works, is dead being by itself. So he answers that question. You can have faith, but if you don't have works, then your faith is dead. Your trust and reliance on God is dead.